This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 3. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world? And Yahushua answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am Hamashiach, and shall deceive many. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. Shalom, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I would love to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that taught us this truth, blessings, and safety to the elect.
Are underway at this hour in Tibet, where a powerful earthquake has killed at least 95 people. The U.S. Geological Survey says a 7.1 quake struck just after 9 a.m. local time, and it was followed by dozens of aftershocks. Authorities say the shaking could be felt as far away as Nepal and northern India. Social media video from China shows streets filled with rubble as a result. Mark Stewart is joining us now from Beijing with the very latest. What do we know about this quake? I mean, I understand it struck in a remote area. I'd imagine that's hindering rescue efforts.
No question, Amara. Location is just one of the many challenges. This is a high-altitude area, about 14,000 feet in some places. Even if you are in very good shape, it's very difficult to breathe. And that is one of many reasons why this rescue is so difficult. We have rescue crews who are having to go through boulders, through broken buildings, and put the altitude on top of it. It is a very daunting task. A lot of resources are being sent by the Chinese Air Force. In fact, we've just learned that a very large military transport plane has been sent. Just some of the hardware that's being dispatched to the area, but an indication of just how difficult of a task this is. In fact, you see video of these crews arriving on the scene, going into action. Weather is also a challenge, as it's now nighttime. The temperature has dropped significantly. No snow on the ground, but very cold temperatures overnight, adding to the difficulties in all of this. Another sticking point in all of this is going to be infrastructure. Many of these roads, as you've seen, have boulders on them. There's a lot of debris, in addition to buildings that in many parts look like as if they have collapsed. So it's difficult for people to leave the earthquake zone, and adds challenge for crews trying to go in to see what is left behind. You mentioned all of the aftershocks. This is a fact that we just learned that really struck me. 150 aftershocks reported at 6 o'clock local time, and that is just an indication of what these crews are facing, a very long list of challenges. And quite frankly, a lot of these images are just heartbreaking. Earlier we saw a man on a stretcher, and you could just see the despair on that person's face. Tibet is a very significant part of the world here. It's seen as a very sacred place, of course, with its origins in Buddhism. We have heard now from the Dalai Lama, in fact. He says that he is saddened by what has happened, is offering prayers for people who have lost their lives, and is offering hopes for a swift recovery for those who are injured. Also hearing from Chinese President Xi Jinping, who earlier today really made it clear that this rescue effort is a national priority, an all-out effort to rescue people from the hurricane, or from the earthquake zone, I should say. Amra, it is just past 9 o'clock in the evening. It is dark, and there's certainly a lot of concern what the hours will bring and what will be discovered when the sun starts to rise in the morning, Amra.
And of course, earthquakes of this magnitude always come with many aftershocks, as you mentioned. And with that, do we expect the death toll to rise even more so in the coming hours and days?
Yeah, I mean, I think the thing which has really struck us who have been covering the story throughout the day, when this first happened at around 9 o'clock in the morning, the death toll was in the single digits. And then within a matter of hours, as crews were able to get closer and closer, the death toll certainly started to rise. So I don't think anyone, sadly, is ruling out the possibility that more bodies could be found in the rubble overnight, Amra.
Absolutely. Mark Stewart following this story for us there in Tibet. Thank you so much. Live for us there in Beijing. And meteorologist Derek Van Dam takes a look at the weather conditions in the quake zone.
When this powerful and deadly earthquake struck just after 9 a.m. local time, what struck me is the shallow nature of this earthquake, only 10 kilometers deep, meaning that there wasn't a lot of ground to absorb the shaking. So the earthquake was certainly felt well away from the epicenter, and we do anticipate the aftershocks to continue, especially with this powerful of an earthquake. In fact, when we look at similar strength earthquakes, magnitude 7.0 or greater, we typically experience at least one magnitude 6.0 or greater aftershock, with several dozen 5.0 or less. Now, where the earthquake occurred on the Tibetan plateau, it is a high elevation location. So here's the Himalayan mountains, here's Nepal, India to the south, China to the north. That's the epicenter right there. So just by its true nature of its location, it is a cold part of the world, but it's been particularly cold lately. Now, in terms of the weather going forward, we don't have any significant weather